Teaching here in Ezuku Primary School. For the last 3 years I've been teaching P7. The last 3 years we have never got a single child in first grade. The reasons we have for this are really so many, and it cuts across all the three stakeholders. We have the pupils, the parents, the teachers as well. Yes, we as the teachers, at times we do make mistakes where we cannot accept that. Obviously, we are human beings, we can bound to make mistakes. For example, we may not even prepare enough lesson plans, schemes, and other things. Our preparation may not be to that expected. But I don't say that all the teachers don't. They don't make schemes online and whatever. They do, but at times there is a tendency somewhere we teachers make a mistake in that. So some of us at times they drink a lot. Here in Ezuku, I've never seen teachers drinking like other schools in my previous school. So as here, the ratio of pupils to teacher is not enough. That is one of the biggest gaps here in Ezuku Primary School, which is affecting the performance here. One class can go without teaching a subject almost a year. More teachers are always taken away, less are brought. You cannot really do everything from one class to another. You cannot move to more than 2 times 4 classes in a day. These children, the candidates particularly themselves, their interest in learning, to me, I would say, has not been encouraged by many. This is very, very clear evidence here in Ezuku Primary School. These children don't read alone unless you are there, seated all the time with these children. I've also realized that our parents here, yes, not all, but some of them don't mind so much about their children. They do not follow their children very much as education is concerned. That is also one of the things which is affecting our performance here. Disco, going out to disco for discos is also so rampant here in Ezuku. You might go, even at night, you just go to this next training center or Vision Trading Center. You may find these candidates who are supposed to be using their time profitably in their own room reading. You may find them seated outside there, just wasting a lot of time. Yet this is the candidate, mostly on Mondays, because it is a weekend, it's just a day after weekend. You may find this child, yes, in the morning here will sit well, but it's reaching when the sun, in the course of the sun rising, you may find this child now starting to doze in the class. Now, when you go beyond and try to find out, obviously this child, you may find that this child is a child who had already gone last night for disco. That is one of the evidence. They sleep in the class too much. Now, others are supposed to be corrected by parents. So, when you call these parents so that we have maybe joint meeting, including the parents, teachers, and the pupils or the candidates themselves, you may find the turnout for the meeting is really low, very, very low. Most of the times they also come late for the meeting. You see our result last year, we expect at least some children to be in first grade. Mostly they were free, that we were sure that they were going to get. You see?
So what happened with them?
So now exactly I cannot dictate what happened. To me, I feel this year there must be a first grade. For the good performance, parents, teachers, and the child, him or herself, we must cooperate. Most of the time, people think that more effort should be placed in P7, forgetting the lower classes. You see, once if the foundation is forgotten, obviously there you may teach, maybe you may teach day and night, you will not get the better result.
Called the Zero Stealing. tired civil servant. First of all, the weakness, poor result, which this school is trying to produce. There are three factors which attributes to these poor performances. The blame must be shared equally. I should take this first blame to the parents. Second goes to stakeholders. The third one, the teachers also. The fourth one may be the children. Let me say four. As a parent, like me, as a parent, I should accept these children you have seen in this school. They are not boarders in this school. They are sleeping at home with the parents. They come right from home, which means we parents, we have more responsibility than the teachers and the stakeholders and or maybe the government representatives. It is our responsibility to mark the movement of these children, whether at night or daytime. For instance, your absence at home may give more chance to these children to move anyhow. Here there is a loophole for this child to sneak to the disco. In this world, if you run away from problems when you are in for it, I think you are not good enough to be corrected.
I am called Vurra or Stewart, the head teacher of this school. And if you take last year's performance, there was no child in first grade. In second grade, there were 21. In third grade, there were 52 out of 73. These are the ones which are going for secondary education. This has been attributed because, one, the interests of children are being diverted. If you check the behavior of children right now, children want the kind of life where things like disco, things like seeing videos. So they're interested in most in that case. We have some discos here, yes, but this has been rampant, and I blame the parents for allowing their children to go out for discos. As a father or as a parent, you must know the movement of your child or children. Where are they going? Are they sick? So this kind of thing, if the children are left to wonder anyhow, and these are the causes of the results, you find that they perform poorly. So surely, if you go at night, times in the evening when I come from office home, I meet some of them. They tend to run away when they see me coming. But this, so last year we registered about 1,274. But if you consider this, it requires 25 teachers. But when you go right here on the ground, we are about 18. The teacher-people ratio is still very high. You find that one teacher will be laboring left and right. There is that tendency of getting tired, getting exhausted. That one we cannot deny it. So we have an inadequate number of teachers. And I've also, through my supervision, I have found that most of them do not finish syllabuses. So the syllabus is incomplete, which could also add to some of these children performing poorly.
Maybe why are they not able to cover the syllabus completely?
you find one teacher covering 2 classes, different lessons. So to prepare all this, I think they found it really, but they tried their best. There is that technique how to attract children in teaching that involve more learning aids to attract the children's attention in the class when you're teaching. There is that weakness there. You find a teacher times teaching only having the lesson book, and the learning aids are not there to attract children's attention. We don't have enough learning aids. Some of these children, even one time, it was not this year, some time back, they come with these sackets of drinks because they're not in such discourse. They normally take this, so they come with them in the school. And I came across that. I had to dismiss that girl. Even was still a girl, I had to dismiss her. So even another girl was discussing sex issue just in the class. When the teacher came across, brought to me the issue, I had to fire that girl off. See, they adopted that because in a disco, you talk anything, you behave any style that is not worth of that stage of a girl or a boy. So on such days, especially Mondays, find them sleepy, they don't concentrate. Some of them, they fear to come to school, they hide between the school and the home. They come, they had a sleep, just get a fig tree somewhere, they sleep under it.
First of all, my name is Andaku Naxon Dita. So when I came to this office in 2011, I found people were already going on with illegal disco staging, and I became concerned. The concern was one, to meet the illegal operators, and most probably that time was the Simba of Odianyat. We said no, we do not, as a council, accept this within our sub-county. Because during that time, the idea or the issue they requested from us was to give them license. But we said no, we cannot give you license. Much as there are some provisions also. Like when you look at our education, our district education ordinance, it also gave us some terms and conditions, and none of these people fulfilled those conditions. During that time, I faced a number of challenges also when we came with that decision, because there were so many accusations and there was connivance. These disco operators were coordinated with some top management stakeholders. And I was intimidated badly. I was intimidated. So which made me that time collect all the stamps in Vurra sub-county, including from LC1, even LC2. I collected the 95 stamps. So we took all these stamps there. Almost 1 month, there was no service delivery here. We could not recommend any document because that was also a sign of protest. But still the activity was going on. Then the second move we took was we had to take these people to court. So we took this gentleman to court.
The one for dear?
Yes. Of course, since that time, you find people now do their things as if there's no government. And even many disco areas also mushroomed. the side effect of this disco staging. You look at the performance of our people. We have been trying our level best. We tried so many avenues and things never worked out. I went one time even without a proper, you see, being a leader, being tired, because people have failed to listen. I went to a disco hall, I picked a generator, and this is the evidence. It is still here. That statement of saying my children have defeated me, I always do not want to listen. How can your own child defeat you? There are responsible stakeholders that are not doing enough in order to improve on the performance.
My name is Henry, the acting district education officer, Arua district. I know there are still some challenges in those schools in terms of number of teachers in the schools, accommodation challenges, and with the delayed transfers, but all those will be addressed. In life, there are challenges, and I want to advise the teachers that as they do this work in their respective places, they should put the child on top, because whatever they do to the child will be the one to cause the change in the child in terms of performance. Considering the performance of primary living examinations in 2019, in terms of number of passes in first division, Ezuku County is on lead with a total of 168 candidates who passed in Division 1. That was followed by Terego, and they had 35 candidates passing in Division 1. Vurra came number 3 with a total of 18 children passing in first grade. Number 4 was Lower Madi with a total of 3 candidates passing in Division 1. And in Upper Madi, which was in number 5, there was no first grade. And the total number of children who passed in Division 1 for Arua district was 224, which was an increased performance. But the overall number of children who passed in Division 1, including that in Arua municipality, was 503. This means 279 children passed in Division 1 in Arua municipality. When it comes to analysis by sub-county, the performance by sub-county has not so much improved. In Vurra sub-county alone, there were 11 candidates who passed in Division 1. In Arivu, there were 7 candidates who passed. In the 2 sub-counties of Logri and Ejia, nobody passed in Division 1. As a district, although I said we have registered improved performance, but generally this performance should not make us pleased. Compare it to the number of candidates registered. Each year we register an increased number of pupils in P7. But if you look at the number of candidates who passed in Division 1, they are very few. So although we always register increased performance each other year, this will not make us feel that we have done it all. We need to do more than this to ensure that more candidates pass in Division 1. We will encourage candidates to be more focused to attain Division 1 so that their performance in the institutions they are going to join improves greatly. As inspectors of schools, we have challenges. As I talk now, we have challenges of shortage of school inspectors, and we shall rely much on for the inspection on some retired civil servants from teaching profession called the associate assessors, who are trained by Ministry of Education and Sports, and they give support to teachers in the field. So in the meantime, we are going to use the associate assessors to ensure that they give support in schools by moving regularly to guide teachers on what is expected of them, so that we do not have serious problems of not having schools inspected. And we will encourage school management committee also to give support regularly to schools by moving to see how they can help school administration to see that the teachers perform their expected roles. And where possible, they should provide accommodation for these teachers so that the teachers reside within and they provide the services required in time. A parent saying a child has defeated him or her shouldn't be a case. So if a child cannot be managed by a parent or a guardian, the parent needs to talk to other people, and those other people can talk to this child to see that the indisciplined cases are appropriately managed. The disco issues have been addressed in many fora, and we have talked to the sub-county authorities to ensure that the issue of this cooperation is regulated. This cooperation may not be stopped, and when they are there, permission has been given, and the person who is going to operate meets the requirements. They need to ensure that children are not allowed to attend these discos, because these are children who go to school, and by law, children below the ages of 18, 17, 16, and so on, they are not supposed to attend their discos. So because these children do not go to these disco operating places from nowhere, they go from homes. As they go, where are the parents and guardians of these children? On the teacher's commitment, I want to encourage that being a teacher is by choice. And since the teachers had made a choice to become teachers, they need to fulfill what is required of them. They have main areas required of them to perform every day in school. Preparation of schemes, preparation of lesson plans, preparation of teaching learning aids, marking pupils' books, organizing meetings, many others, and the teachers know. So I want to encourage the teachers to feel committed and ensure that they perform their roles and duties expected of them, so that the poor performance we complain about each other time is improved, that we see a better future for our children.